Good evening and welcome to Sports News. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. In the next half an hour, all the action from the world of sports. First, the headlines. Dominant India eye another series win over West Indies in Lucknow's debut. Visitors desperate to return home with some positivity. Shubhankar Dey upset 5th seed Rajiv Yusuf in straight games to win the Sarlor Lux Open Badminton Championship. Shubhankar got the better of England's Rajiv Yusuf. Karen Khachanov stuns Novak Djokovic in straight sets to win Paris Masters. Victory in Paris saw rising star Khachanov claim his 4th career singles title. And Manchester City reclaimed top spot in the Premier League overnight after a statement victory over Southampton. Morata scored twice to take Chelsea into second place. All right, let's begin with cricket news. After weathering the early storm in the first T20 against West Indies, India emerged victorious at Eden Gardens on Sunday. The hosts now have a chance to clinch the series when the two sides meet at Ekana International Stadium in Lucknow on Tuesday.
The misery has seemed never-ending for the West Indies, and India will look to ensure that the script doesn't change when the two sides clash in the second T20 International on Tuesday. India's 4-match T20 losing streak against the West Indies ended on Sunday in Kolkata, and in the penultimate game of what has been a disastrous tour for the visitors, India would be favourites to lock the series in their favour. With the win at the Eden Gardens, India managed to better their head-to-head record against the reigning World T20 champions to 5-3 now, from 9 exchanges between 2009 and 2017. The 5-wicket win in Kolkata might have looked a bit laboured for the host, but the absence of batting talisman Virat Kohli cannot be discounted. Rohit Sharma is leading the side in Kohli's absence, and the 31-year-old usually thrived in the responsibility. But Sunday was a rare failure for the Mumbaiker, and he would look to make up for that with a big knock. Lucknow, which is hosting the first international match at the newly built Ekana Stadium, would be eager to see a much more dominant performance from the home team, one that's befitting the gulf in quality between the two sides. West Indies, on the other hand, would be desperate to return home with some positivity at the end of a 2-month-long series in which they lost both the Test and the ODI series. While the 2-Test series was lost 0-2 in just 6 days of action, they posed some challenge in the subsequent ODI series before being thrashed 1-3 with the 9-wicket loss in Thiruvananthapuram in the final one-dayer. The return of big names such as Kieron Pollard and Darren Bravo failed to make any significant impact as West Indies produced a below-par batting effort on Sunday. India, though, will be wary of the threat and will like to clinch the series in Lucknow. Sports Desk, TD News.
And to take a closer look at the match, joining us is my colleague Taposh Bhattacharya from the newsroom. All right, Taposh, important and exciting win for India. But if you compare it with the win in Test and One Day International, how do you evaluate it? And importantly, the win comes without the firepower of Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni.
True, very true. Two of India's colossal figure in the last decade also are not in the mix of things. Virat Kohli, the Indian captain, has been given a break from the hectic schedule, and MS Dhoni, for the first time, has been dropped. So, beyond these two, it seems that the Indian selectors wants to build a team which will be, they want to experiment a lot so that when next year the ICC World Cup happens, they do have a choice in their hands. They want to have that particular, for every position they want to have at least 2 players in their mix of things. So you can see the way they are giving youngsters a chance. You can also see the way they want to give the pacers, the bowlers, the chance to shine shine, and this is exactly where Indian selectors are making those changes. Apart from that, if you take a look at this match, you will find that it was even Steven till, let's say,
That's right.
almost 6 overs, 7 overs, because India were 4 wickets down, and they were almost 45 for 4. So if you take a look at 45 for 4, and you have to get 109 run to win. Basically, there's not much you could do.
Right.
But you have to give credit to Krunal Pandey, the debutant, who made sure that they don't sweat too much while chasing such a short score. Remember, in the T20 international, this West Indies team did have a edge over India in the last 4 matches. They couldn't get the better of the Caribbean team. So in this match, it was you could say that this kind of gave them a confidence. The Indian team got a lot of confidence going into this match, and you have to understand that this is basically your second string side.
Right.
Rohit Sharma is leading. You see a lot of youngsters, coming into this side. So this gives a lot of confidence to those youngsters also to understand that this is international cricket. They are not cooling their heels in the pavilion. They are going there. They are showcasing their talent, and they are making a name for themselves. So kudos to the Indian selectors for making that big announcement of dropping Dhoni,
right,
and getting. In fact, this match also saw
Taposh,
Dinesh Karthik and Rishabh Pant both playing. So
Taposh, a bit of introspection when you were talking about at the point when India lost 4 wickets. The concerns about Indian middle order, now that MS Dhoni is also not there, do you think those concerns are valid? Do you think the batsmen need to focus on that area in particular when they meet again the West Indies in Lucknow?
Especially we have seen in the last year or so, Indian batsmen rely too much on the top-heavy factor.
That's right.
Like the openers and Virat Kohli coming and the one down, they actually scored the bulk of the runs that India has been scoring. So in that sense, you could say that they relied too much on their openers and Virat Kohli for that matter. So to become a team which can chase, let's say, a 350 score, or
right,
when they are the chips are down like this match, when 4 wickets or 5 wickets are down, you have to create that middle order and the lower middle order, and that is where Krunal Pandey's elevation, Krunal Pandey's inclusion in this playing 11 is a big thing, for the simple reason that Krunal Pandey gives you that spin option. And at the same time, he's a handy batsman lower down the order. In fact, he's a very handy batsman lower down the order. So we got Hardik Pandya, his brother, who can be who is a pacer and can tong the ball quite a long way. And here is Krunal Pandey, who is who can ball those left arm spinners and can soak the pressure, and that is the most important part in international cricket. International cricket is all about soaking that pressure. If you in your debut match can soak that pressure, can take your team to that win mark, nothing better than that.
Talking about soaking in the pressure and talking about batsmen of the opponents, West Indies, Pollard was there, 2 big names there, but they didn't really click. A lot of pressure, they didn't really perform. It doesn't seem there's the same team that scored upward of 300 in the ODIs.
True, Pollard, Powell, Braithwaite. In fact, this T20 team has been plucked straight from the Caribbean Premier League. So people who actually did well in the Caribbean Premier League were actually slotted in this T20 squad. So if you take a look at that, you will feel that they actually underperformed quite a bit. So for them, Lucknow would be a sort of a, how to put it, a redeemer sort of a thing. They would like to go on a high. Remember, it's a big a series. They played 2 test matches, 5 ODIs, and this is the 3 T20 international series. So we saw them in the test matches. They were bowled out. They were out of sort of understanding. They didn't know what to do. So 2 test matches went down almost in 3 days period.
Right.
The ODI actually we saw a lot of compliment and a lot of competition from the team. from West Indies. But the last match and let's say the last couple of matches, Indian kind of blew them apart.
Right.
But the T20 is where their specialization lie. They are T20 champions, world T20 champions. They want to do well, and the way they actually collapsed in the first T20, that's something the team management needs to have a straight.
Now, Taposh, T20 is seen as even as a layperson, we know that it's a batsman's format. Really, we see big hits and big scores. And while we're talking about the ways in which the batsmen can pull up their socks, let us also share a compliment about the bowlers from both the sides. It seems they're recovering the ground from what we saw in the ODIs, for instance.
But surely, and the way you have to first give credit to the West Indies bowler,
That's
Thomas,
right.
The way he was bowling those, ripper of a balls, giving the Indian batsmen a short stuff.
Right. Also
Also getting the ball, come back and getting those crucial wickets of Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan. One needs to understand that in India, when it's evening, the dew factor does come in. And if you're a bowler, if you know your limitations, if you know that you can actually, this is what you want to do, this is what you can do, that's actually quite helpful for you. For West Indies bowler, they were bowling at a particular line and length which actually troubled the top order, and that is where you saw that 4 wickets for India and just almost 45 runs. For Indian bowlers, you have to give credit to the pacers, the way they set the tempo. They didn't give those long hops, or for that matter those juicy half volleys. They kept it tight, and when the spinners came, they actually made sure that West Indies has nowhere to escape. They tried to hit the boundaries, they tried to break that shackle, but Kuldeep Yadav, what a player, what a spinner right now. He's on a different galaxy
Absolutely.
altogether. Spinning the ball, the West Indies has absolutely no clue what is going on. The googly is coming out, the leg spin is coming out. He is in a different role, a different level altogether. So for West Indies, actually, that is where the game changed. The introduction of Kuldeep Yadav and Krunal Pandey kind of took the game away from the West Indies.
Right, Taposh, what do you see as a strategy for the teams in Lucknow? A new ground, new conditions for the players. What particular strategy do you think the two sides are going to adopt, taking some learnings from the first match?
For few things, and win the toss, bat first, because again, Lucknow, the dew factor will kick in late in the evening, and it is definitely going to be much difficult to bat in the second innings with the white ball especially moving a bit. So first that, second in important, if the team composition, if you take a look at it, it's a winning combination. If it ain't broken, let's not change it. So keep the same combination, keep the pressure high, keep the momentum with you, and Indian team would like to win this second T20.
Right, Taposh, and quickly, the running between the wickets has been a concern. I mean, T20, we know it as a segment of big hits, but West Indies needs to work on the running between the wickets in particular. Some very poor show in the first match.
And not just in the T20,
yes,
even in
earlier
the ODI also,
yes,
we saw a lot of run-outs. They're unsure about the running between the wickets. That is one of the most important aspect of shortest format of the game. You need to make those ones into twos, the twos into threes, and you need to take those. You need to run quite well in that particular 22-yard strip. That is where the game. That is where the match actually changes big time, and that they need to. And that is where they need to concentrate hard. And again, I'm saying this, West Indies, don't take them lightly, because all these players, they are coming from the Caribbean Premier League, and they have the talent, they have the wherewithal. So Indian team would be hoping that they don't turn up the other side, right, and can win this T20 and complete this whitewash of
no
a
doubt
series.
that the West Indies has tremendous talent. India would say that we have Rohit Sharma, and hopefully he clicks in the second match.
Yes, India's hitman is there. He's also the captain. Remember, from 2012 onwards, he's on a different level altogether. He has hit the he has hit the purple patch, and that is where he has been elevated to a position of captaining the side. He's a senior team member, and he has been proving in this tournament. Remember, against West Indies in the ODIs, he didn't had a single he didn't had a single century, and in the 5-match series he has got 2 centuries. So look at his consistency. Consistency was actually the problem that Rohit Sharma faced in his whole career. Seems that in the last couple of years he has actually banished that. He has become very consistent. He wants to do well, and he is making sure that whatever chances he's getting, he makes the most of that.
All right, Taposh, thanks very much for joining us with this chat. Let's find out what happens in the second game. And it's time for a short break here.
कुछ नहीं बेटा, कल तो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज जा रहा है ना, घर से दूर, पहली बार। अरे मेरी दाल, आप बात करो ना, मैं आती हूँ।
क्या बात करनी है पापा?
तो बेटा वो फॉर हिप्पोपोटामस काफी परेशान है ना? हा?
बच्चों से H4 HIV के बारे में खुल के बात करना किसी इम्तिहान से कम नहीं, पर उन्हें असुरक्षित यौन संबंध और संक्रमित सुई से बचे रहने की सलाह तो देनी पड़ेगी। तो दीजिए और कीजिए उनकी परवरिश का असली इम्तिहान पास। सरकारी अस्पताल में HIV की जांच और इलाज गुप्त और मुफ्त। HIV से बचाव लाइफ का असली इम्तिहान।
अरे मरी क्या?
सॉरी सर, मैंने आपको देखा नहीं।
लेकिन मैंने आपको देखा, मैंने आपको पहचान भी लिया। मैं आपके पिताजी को बहुत अच्छी तरह जानता हूँ, बहुत महान इंसान थे। उनकी मैंने सारी किताबें पढ़ी हैं। मैं तो उनका बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ। सुबह ही मैंने उनकी फोटो पर हार भी चढ़ाया।
फोटो? और मेरा बाप तो जिंदा है।
तिलक साहब जिंदा है?
तिलक?
हाँ।
अरे मेरे बाप का नाम रसिक लाल है।
रसिक लाल? लोकमान्य तिलक? ये आपके बाप का रोड नहीं है? तो फिर नो एंट्री पे एंट्री क्यों लिया आपने?
मुझे माफ कर दीजिए।
देखिए, आपके और सबकी सुरक्षा के लिए ट्रैफिक नियमों का कृपया करके पालन कीजिए, क्योंकि
रोड किसी के बाप का नहीं है।
वेरी गुड। चलिए रिवर्स लीजिए। सड़क सुरक्षा, जीवन रक्षा।
कैसी हो बहन? अच्छी हूँ। आइए आइए, पर जूते चप्पल यहीं उतार दी। नमस्ते डॉक्टरनी जी।
नमस्ते। अले क्या कर रही है बेबी? इसकी नाल तो बिल्कुल सूखी है, कुछ तेल वेल लगाओ, नहलाया कि नहीं बच्ची को?
देखिए, बच्चे को 24 घंटे तक नहीं नहलाना चाहिए, इससे उसे ठंड लग सकती है। और नाल पर तेल, घी, हल्दी वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं लगाना चाहिए, इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है। बस नाल को साफ और सूखा रखिए, वो सूख कर अपने आप ही गिर जाएगी।
शिशु स्वस्थ सालों साल, जब हो सही देखभाल।
नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार। क्या भैया?
सेप्टिक टैंक शौचालय के लिए।
सेप्टिक टैंक, ये जब भर जाएगा तो कचरा कहाँ फेंकोगे? फिर से लोटा यात्रा शुरू। सुनिए, 2 गड्ढों वाले शौचालय के बारे में सुना है? नहीं सुना? आइए समझाते हैं। देखिए, 2 गड्ढा बनाइए। पहले वाला जब मल से भर जाएगा ना, तो ये चालू हो जाएगा, और साल भर के अंदर इसके अंदर जो मल है ये खाद बन जाएगा, इसे खाली कर दीजिए। इसी तरह शौचालय जो है वो आजीवन चलता रहे, न बीमारी फैलेगी न बदबू।
और पैसे?
अरे वो सेप्टिक टैंक से कई गुना सस्ता। हाँ, क्या समझे?
शौचालय 2 गड्ढों वाला ही बनवाना है
और स्वच्छता को सदा अपनाना है।
कुछ समय पहले मैंने शरीर पर एक दाग देखा, पर तकलीफ नहीं थी। फिर हाथ की उंगलियों में खिंचाव और सुन्नता रहने लगी और उंगलियां टेढ़ी होने लगी। मैं फौरन डॉक्टर के पास गया।
ये तो कुष्ठ के कारण है।
क्या मैं भी विकलांग हो जाऊंगा?
अरे घबराओ नहीं, कुष्ठ के शीघ्र व पूर्ण इलाज से विकलांगता को रोका जा सकता है।
पूरा इलाज करवाने से मैं पूरी तरह से स्वस्थ हूँ और अब मैं पहले की तरह काम कर रहा हूँ।
जी हाँ, कुष्ठ का इलाज संभव है और सरकारी स्वास्थ्य केंद्रों पर मुफ्त उपलब्ध है।
Welcome back. You're watching Sports News. With Virat Kohli's stature as a cricketer growing every year, his birthday has almost turned into a festival in the middle of India's festive season.
Indian captain Virat Kohli is one of the finest batsmen to have graced the sport. It's a sight to behold whenever the stylish right-hander's finesse with the bat is at display. In the past couple of years, he has asserted his dominance as one of the most prolific run-getters in world cricket and continues to shatter records at will. The success of Virat Kohli, who celebrates his 30th birthday on Monday, saw him being fast-tracked into the senior side, and soon he was sharing the dressing room with stalwarts like Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman and Virendra Sehwag. The name Virat Kohli was suddenly among the most used names in Indian cricket. In the decade gone by, he has transformed himself into a cricketer par excellence, and a leader with a high success rate. The transformation has not happened overnight. It has been carefully structured and the results are telling. Captain Virat Kohli reached a remarkable milestone recently when he notched up 10,000 runs in one-day internationals. It is the fastest ever. He achieved this feat in his 205th innings against the West Indies in Visakhapatnam and carved out another page for himself in the history books. Virat has overtaken Sachin Tendulkar, the master blaster, by scoring his 10,000th run in his 205th innings, as against the 259 innings Sachin took to cross the 10,000 run mark. While 2018 has been a fantastic year for the Indian captain, fans will be hoping he can achieve similar feats in 2019 to help India lift the World Cup. Sports Desk, DD News.
This is again signature shot of Virat.
India's Shubhankar Dey upset fifth seed Rajiv Usuf in straight games to win the Saarlouis Open Badminton Championship Super 100 badminton tournament in Germany, capping off a dream week for the 25-year-old. The unseeded Shubhankar got the better of England's Usuf 21-11, 21-14 in just 34 minutes in the final played on Sunday. Shubhankar, who was meeting Usuf for the first time, had no trouble in the first game. He won 7 consecutive points and wrapped up the game 21-11. In the second game, however, Usuf, ranked 37, did come back stronger, but 64th ranked Indian won 5 consecutive points to end the competition. And time for a short break. Keep watching Sports News.
कुछ समय पहले मैंने शरीर पर एक दाग देखा, पर तकलीफ नहीं थी। फिर हाथ की उंगलियों में खिंचाव और सुन्नता रहने लगी और उंगलियां टेढ़ी होने लगी। मैं फौरन डॉक्टर के पास गया।
ये तो कुष्ठ के कारण है।
क्या मैं भी विकलांग हो जाऊंगा?
अरे घबराओ नहीं, कुष्ठ के शीघ्र व पूर्ण इलाज से विकलांगता को रोका जा सकता है।
पूरा इलाज करवाने से मैं पूरी तरह से स्वस्थ हूँ और अब मैं पहले की तरह काम कर रहा हूँ।
जी हाँ, कुष्ठ का इलाज संभव है और सरकारी स्वास्थ्य केंद्रों पर मुफ्त उपलब्ध है।
माँ देखो, पोस्टर पर क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट की सूचना। मुझे साफ नजर नहीं आ रहा, जरा पढ़कर बताओ इसमें क्या लिखा है।
जो बच्चा क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट में हिस्सा लेना चाहता है वो अपना नाम लिखवा दे। अरे तू सूचना पढ़ते हुए बार बार आंखें क्यों भीज रहा है?
ऐसा करना पड़ता है माँ, नहीं तो मुझे दिक्कत होती है।
ये दृष्टि दोष है। धुंधला नजर आना, नजदीक का काम करते समय सिर दर्द की शिकायत, ब्लैक बोर्ड पर नजर न आना, ये सब दृष्टि दोष के लक्षण हैं। दृष्टि दोष का एक उपाय है, सही चश्मे द्वारा इसको निश्चित रूप से ठीक किया जा सकता है। सही उपचार करवाएं, जीवन भर दृष्टि पाएं।
Welcome back. You're watching Sports News. Let's talk about tennis. Karen Khachanov caused one of the shocks of tennis of the year by overpowering Novak Djokovic 7-5, 6-4 in the Paris Masters final on Sunday. The 22-year-old Russian has for some time been seen as one of the rising young talents of the sport, but few could have envisaged the demolition of the Serbian superstar, who was on a 3-month, 22-match winning streak. Djokovic was expected to celebrate his return to world number 1 on Monday with a record-extending 5th Paris title, but he went down in 1 hour 37 minutes amid a hail of 31 crushing winners from Moscowitz racket. Earning his 4th straight win over top 10 player this week, Khachanov picked up the biggest title of his career so far. Alvaro Morata scored twice as Chelsea defeated Crystal Palace 3-1, a result that takes Chelsea second above Liverpool in the English Premier League. Unbeaten Chelsea made a slow start, but Morata cheered the Stamford Bridge crowd by putting his side in front from close range in the 32nd minute after pouncing on cross by Pedro. Palace, beaten in the previous 5 league matches, levelled early in the second half and James MacArthur sent Andros Townsend racing clear and he slammed a ferocious right foot shot into the net. Morata struck his 4th goal in the last 4 league games and within minutes the home team was back in front. Pedro added the 3rd goal in the 72nd minute as Chelsea moved on to the same points tally as Liverpool, 2 behind the City. Meanwhile, Manchester City moved 2 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after a superb 6-1 win over Southampton. Man of the match, Raheem Sterling capped a wonderful display by scoring 2 goals with Sergio Aguero, David Silva, Leroy Sane and Wesley Holt own goal completing the scoring. The Blues had raced into 3-0 lead inside the first 20 minutes and never looked back as they recorded their 9th league win from 11 games. It was also a day of notable landmarks, with Aguero registering his 150th Premier League goal for the club and Sterling registering his 50th career goal. And that's all we had in this edition of Sports Bulletin for you. News and updates continue on DD News. Namaskar.